Hi there, Sandra with Brew City Thrifts. Today I'm back at the Mukwonago Goodwill, and it's this Friday evening, and I'm going to do a little shopping before the weekend begins. So let's hit it. Well, looky here, right off the bat in the vase section, it says sweet little Hull vase. Vintage, around 1940s. I believe that is the Magnolia pattern. And while there is a tiny little chippy there on the rim, and it is, I believe it's $6 plus, I'm going to take that. Here's a pretty piece of pottery with drip glaze in yellow. And this is I think it's called Weeping Gold. And it's in the Hollywood Regency style, or I associate it with that, with this, very over the top, ornate and gilded look. It's pretty, and it's not really my style, but I'm going to give it a shot. This is an enameled metal vase, and some enameled metal items can bring in a pretty good profit. This one is not the greatest quality. You can see chips there. I do like the shape of the vase, and I do like the floral theme, but I don't think it's going to be something I'll take with me. I just love the dramatic style of this vase. It's a Pier 1 vase, probably not that old, but the design to me looks like, I don't know, pitchforks, chicken feet. But it's very dramatic. It was a nice substantial vase, and I'm not usually attracted to things that are red, but that one really caught my eye, so that went in my cart. And right next to it was this very attractive ceramic vase with looks to be leaf imprints. Now, if they were actual natural leaf imprints, I think I would have been more interested in it. I think actually these were not. You can see some chips on the leaves, and while the design is very attractive, I decide that I am going to leave that on the shelf for someone else. And I enter that strange world of the land of lamps that I unfortunately just don't understand very well. I always feel a bit lost amongst the lamps. This one caught my eye because I really do like the base. It's definitely not that old. I don't think it's that special, but I love the design. I love the lily pad bottom. I love the base of it. I love the stems twining up into what might be lily flowers. And I've learned that you go with things that you like sometimes, just because you like them. And so that lamp went in my cart. This bowl catches my eye because of the lovely blue glaze and the very interesting design. It looks to be, redware or a terracotta clay. It's signed, looks like Breckenridge. But that interior design is really, to me, it was so eye-catching and really lovely. And I just really liked it, with a little bit of a white enamel ribbon around the edge. So pretty. So it went in my cart. I don't pick up a lot of salt and peppers, but this pair had so much personality, I had to give them a close look. They look to be like two monks. One, the pepper, it was looking grumpy and has a very red nose, like he's been sneezing because he's breathed in pepper. His friend Mr. Salt is kind of gloating and looking at him. What a fun pair. Just wanted to show you. Hey, this is what I look for when I'm in the Halloween section. It was over here in the bakeware, but I'll take it anyway. It is a hand-blown glass pumpkin with a windy stem, and it's got a brown and kind of a tan color to it, with some streaks of sparkling gold. So that went in my cart. And then I took a quick look at this. I believe this is an Anchor Hawking amber colored glass ashtray, mid-century, and very nice. I do like to pick up ashtrays once in a while. My best find was a absolutely gorgeous blue-green Blanco ashtray, really thick glass. It was fantastic. I didn't realize it was Blanco, but I still sold it for a pretty good price. I also like to pick up ceramic or pottery ashtrays, especially when they're one of a kind, maybe studio art ashtrays. Here I noticed this chocolate brown ewer with a really beautiful thick glaze. It's just a very nice shape, and I end up putting that in my cart. So one of the things I love about Goodwill is you never know what you're going to find. And today I found these two amazing mariachi sombreros, complete with velvet and sequins, and one is a gorgeous yellow and the other one a rich brown, and they were only $5 each. Well, $4.99. I couldn't help myself. I mean, before I even looked them up, I'm like, I have to take those. I mean, who doesn't want like a fun hat, be it a cowboy hat, a statement hat, mariachi hats? Gotta have them. Over in the kitchen area, I've noticed this La Remoraine by Corningware casserole with the glass lid. It is a mid-century piece, and it is a popular one with many people. This teapot caught my eye. It is by Sadler. It is vintage. I thought it was, I like the shape. I just, the design, the painting wasn't that thrilling for me, so I moved on. I was noticing down here on this shelf, this covered pot had some really modern lines, and it was next to a piece of milk glass, a milk glass mixing bowl, but this is what I was really coming to look at. And it is a lovely piece of treasure craft with beautiful drip green glaze. On the back, you can see the treasure craft mark on it. There's just a little bit of scratching there on the bottom, but the top looks completely perfect. And I never see treasure craft in Goodwills and out in thrift stores that isn't chipped. And I could not believe I found such a big piece that was perfect with no chips at all. So that definitely went in my cart. This glass is interesting to me because of the heavy gilding, and I like the black and gold of that design. I also notice on this shelf what could be recycled glass. They did have some heft to them, so they seem to be well made. That is, if you watch me, that I feel less confident in among the glass. And so one of the things I do look for is recycled glass. It's just a little easier for me to recognize. Here, though, today I am sort of charmed by these little whiskey barrel shot glasses. They seem to have some age. They're cute, and I pop them in my cart and decide I'll give those a shot. Ba-dum-bum. I had been rounding an end cap when I noticed this piece of glass on a top shelf, and I just grabbed it off as I was walking, so I wasn't filming at the time, and I just think it's so interesting. I'm not sure what I've got here. It looks to be possibly a fairy light, but it's got a shape that I'm not familiar with. I liked the iridescent purpley pink color, and I thought I might have something. Below is a paver stone with mosaic and hummingbirds, and it's probably a project piece, a hobby piece, but I thought it was really nice. I find it very hard to resist a well-made wooden box. This one is quality. For 99 cents, it's got a nice hinged lid, it's got velvet interior, and an incised, nice design of a tree with hearts. It is coming with me. One of my tips to other thrifters is to always take a good look at any kind of cutlery sets. Vintage cutlery oftentimes can go for very big money. In this case, this looked like a vintage box, but it was taped shut and I couldn't see what was inside of it, so I did not take it with me. maybe I should have opened it up because it can be really worthwhile. There was a lot to look at on this blue end cap of shelves. This piece was big and dramatic. If you look at the bottom, though, you can see that it's not polished. Most likely a contemporary piece made in China. Still, someone's going to really enjoy it. I was thinking this is even more interesting. It's got a nice shape. It looks hand blown. It's got this gold fleck in the blue swirly color of the vase, and it just was really, really pretty. I thought it was a nice piece. I did not see a signature, and I did not feel like paying $20 to pay to learn in this particular case, so I did leave that behind, but I did find it a really, really pretty piece. On the shelf above, I thought this little salt and pepper shaker was cute, but I was more interested in the bird design of this plate. It's I don't think it's anything too special. It might be kind of like a Target piece, maybe something like that. This is a vintage little trinket dish with blue cornflowers on it, and I thought this was really cool. This does seem to have some age. It's an older clock, ceramic. I don't do a lot with clocks, but I might have picked this one up just because of those ceramic birds on the top. They were really cool. Couple margarita glasses here. Occasionally I pick up margarita glasses, and those do sell for me. Coming back to that vase again, it was really quite nice. And then some spongeware on the lower shelves, and this little threshold butter dish got a look from me. These little guys I just love the design. They were on the one hand, they just seemed very inexpensive, plastic, lightweight, made in China. On the other hand, they're just so cool, and I really liked the pair of them, and so I definitely took a good long look at those. Down here are some figurines. I thought this turtle and lion was very sweet. It's by Home Co. Nicely made. Not really my thing, but somebody's going to be happy with that, I think. Had to take another look at it real quick because it was so cute. So let's review my cart, shall we? There is that lamp that is in a Art Nouveau style. It is definitely more recently made, but I just kind of really like it, and I'm probably going to keep that. Next is this Pier 1 vase with the pitchfork or chicken feet design. It is stoneware, and I love that red color, which is not very typical of me. We've got these 4 barrel shot glasses in amber glass. I looked them up. I can't really find a maker, but I do think they look vintage and they're fun. This blue bowl was just so pretty. But it turns out it had a crack in it that I didn't notice till I got home. I think my thumb had been covering it for much of the time I was looking at it. Did you see it? There was a crack, so unfortunately. But this is that mystery piece of glass. I still don't know the maker, and I don't know how old it is, but it's a 3-piece fairy lamp. I just think it's cool. I'm actually have it on my shelf right now. I'm just displaying it at home while I kind of figure it out. But that was a fun find. And of course the treasure craft. Oh my goodness. I just absolutely adore the glaze on that treasure craft piece. So I'm super happy about that. Trying to make sure that those are secure in my cart. And then there's the little Hull Magnolia blossom piece. It is definitely in need of a good washing, but I thought that was a sweet pickup. The Weeping Gold vase is, it doesn't really go for a heck of a lot. It's not really my style. I guess I was just branching out and trying something new. I had picked up this card set for my eBay reselling. Of course, this beautiful glass pumpkin. I'm happy about that. I always love when I find a glass pumpkin. This piece of pottery was something I thought was really nice. I did end up putting it back on the shelf though, because I thought I had enough vases to sell for now. And then this wooden box is definitely a really nicely made one. Then we've got that mosaic piece there. So that is almost all of my finds this trip. Then there are the amazing mariachi hats. I I have no idea how I'm going to ship them, but hey, those were so super fun. I'm really glad I found them. Well, that was super fun. I had a great time. I thought I was just going to be in there for just a few minutes, and it turns out that there was so much out there. They had a lot of great stuff. Friday nights at Mukwonago. Make a mental note. This is the time to come. Lots of vintage, lots of cool things. I didn't have a lot of time to look a lot of things up, so I was going with my gut on some things. So who knows? But I'm really excited about the piece of treasure craft. I've never found one in the wild that wasn't chipped up, and this one looked perfect. So I'm really excited to finally get a piece of that, and I love the glaze on it. I was excited to find that piece of glass that is either, I don't know, a fairy lamp, a hurricane lamp, some sort of combination. It's unusual. It looks sort of like a fairy lamp, but an unusual one. So I'm really kind of hopeful about that. And then, what else? I mean, there are so many cool things. And, oh, those hats. I mean, how fun is that? Some of the sequins were coming off of one, but, I figure if those aren't, and I did look those up, and those do seem to go for at least like $35, $40 a piece. If I decide not to sell them, I know a theater troupe that would love to use them in one of their future productions. So I think that was a score either way. So fun, fun, fun. Hope you had a great time too. If you did, come back, like, subscribe, comment. I love your comments. And I just appreciate everyone coming along for these trips with me, and Thrift on Siblings. We will do this again.